And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved Frozen Factory. Well, as you can see here, I really expanded my intermediates production. Now that we've got quite a few materials, I'm able to really expand on what I'm doing. And I'm crafting a bunch of pods right now and getting ready for the next big step. So advanced power grid is done. It doesn't really do anything for us in the meantime, in the intermediate stages, so to speak. We got a whole lot of RP from all those things we scanned down below. Ultimate power grid, I think this unlocks basically the next level of battery, which we will want to do, but we won't be able to do this until we automate the tier 2 ores to get all the ultimates up here. We're going to need a lot of titanium. As far as hydrocarbon recombination, that's the one we're going to do next, and that's why I'm currently crafting a bunch of intermediate pods. Crafting actually more than I need because I know I'm probably going to need them later. I know a lot of people do multiple setups of this here, and that's good. But this thing, in the early game, you can't really push enough power into it to really, constitute, having 7 of these setups, because these things take power too. These things take more power now than they ever have. So I do have some coal enrichers. I did manage to build a second or a third coal enricher here. So now that we've got some serious enriched coal, I think it's time to trigger off hydrocarbon recombination, because I've got all the ultimates, all the complex, and all the simplified done already, and I've got plenty of intermediates to go along. I just have the XLs to actually craft. So this should be this should go pretty smoothly. I've got lots of enriched coal, stored up. I've got a lot of it here waiting to be used. And this thing it's going to drain all these batteries and stuff pretty fast, and pretty much everything will kick on at that point. But that's okay, because that's why we have all this. So hopefully we'll be able to research that quickly, so I can get some turbines going. The other element that turbines need are these advanced machine blocks, and I don't have many of them. I only have 3 advanced machine blocks, and so I'm gonna need a lot more of them. I've got the crystal up here ready to go. I just need to put in the steel bars, and these take nickel, and we're a little short on nickel. We've been kind of short on nickel since I reached tier 2, and I brought up a whole bunch of ore and smelted all the ore in between episodes, and it's just taking so much nickel. Let's put 10, 20, 30, 40 in there. That should give me 20 bars, or 20, I think, of this. I think it's a 2 to 4 ratio. It's basically 1 to 2. And as far as making more steel bars, I want to hold off on that, because I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use we need 35 XLs, I believe, for hydrocarbon. So that's 70 for the PCBs, and then another 210 for the plates. So that's 280 nickel that I'm going to use for just pods. So I'm just going to put 10 in here and let this craft some more steel bars. There might be some already down there. But while all this is processing, I would like to let's see, where is the thing that I'm looking for? There it is. I want to get a slime attractor going. I want to start killing slimes en masse. Now that we've got a good area cleared, I think it's time for a slime trap. And I've got it dug down here. You can see I'm currently digging a huge area out here just to make space for my base. And I think right below here is a good spot for a slime trap. So I dug it down. It's about 16 meters deep. And you need at least 13 in order to kill them. Now, on the surface here, you need that. If you go below, the slimes on deeper areas actually can survive longer falls because they have more health. So I'm going to put the hoppers around. I'm going to set them into vacuum mode. And let's see if I can grab the slime attractor here wherever it may be. Lots of miscellaneous stuff in my inventory. For some reason I have biomass growth and I don't know why. But here's the slime attractor. Now this thing doesn't need power, but it does need ruined, it actually needs spoiled parts to work. And parts spoil in hoppers. So all you need to do is get some parts, get some ruined parts, and just like throw, a few into a hopper. As soon as one of these spoils, this thing will kick on, and all of the slimes within a very large radius, there it is, will start to get pulled towards this spot. And, there's no slimes around, obviously. This guy is kind of trapped under there. Come on out. I don't know what his dealio is, but there he goes. So once they start getting pulled into there, and they fall down and die, the vacuum hoppers suck up the material that they drop, and then eventually it spoils, and it's kind of a system that kind of fuels itself as long as slimes keep dropping. And it's just a matter of kind of keeping in the area. And this is my weakest corner here. If they come from this corner, and I'm not researching, it's actually my strongest corner because I have all of this power gen right here. But on this side, it's really lacking. So I'm sure my threat level is going to go through the roof here. But if I don't beat this attack, they'll always be coming out of this corner. You have to win an attack for it to pick a new corner to play from. So that is a problem. And my hub power is gone, so therefore no power. I want to get this smelter off the CPH just to give the CPH a little bit more power to help defend. Because we're actually not smelting any copper right now. We're not smelting really much of anything. So it's just kind of a waste. And now we've got slimes coming in. The issue is when they're coming off the ridge here, they're going to come off and then fall all the way down and they'll die. So they'll come down all the way and then they'll die, which is why I really flatten my terrain out and get them a good. So I'm gonna have a lot coming out of this corner. So we're slowly making our way and digging around. There's a copper vein right there. Holy Moses, look at that. 4 million. So yeah, we're not going to be without copper in this game. So this all mined all the way through. I always put a layer of rock underneath my floor. That way when I'm digging and I need to go underneath for a conveyor belt or something similar, I have a little bit of space that I can build on. So like all this stuff that's underneath here, I actually want that on something. So it's right now resting on that rock. And if I need to come over here and do the same thing, I've got a platform that I can build that on. And this slime doesn't know what's going on, so we would like to open this up. So that's the center of there. That's the center of there. It looks pretty good. What's right above here? Okay. I need to pull all the non-organic stuff out, and I know I picked up some spoiled stuff, so let's put that back and let the slimes continue sacrificing themselves to the slime attractor. And this is always an issue until I get that upgraded. I want to bring my border here down this direction, so I can grapple up the side if I want to. I don't know how that'll affect the slimes that are falling from this corner, but who cares? So yeah, now my plater is kind of in the way. I can move this if I want. I shouldn't have too many slimes spawning up here, so that should be good. But yeah, now that slime attractor is going, we should be slowly trickling in parts that we want. So eventually, a slime will randomly drop a pristine gland or something, and that's kind of what we want. The other item that I would like to square away, and there it is, SpiderBot base component. This thing is pretty big, 15 by 15, so we need quite a few iterations of these. We need 9 clicks. Now, where are we going to put SpiderBot? I want to put him in an area that will be big enough to hold him, as well as all of the material that he's going to need to recharge and everything. So I think this little area is kind of why I'm digging this huge space out. So I'm thinking his base will go over here somewhere, because we have the lithium coming up over here. I kind of want to get my bearings. I'm just going to dig straight through and see where this pokes out. So if I have my lithium coming up here, I'm going to be smelting it somewhere over here. I want to have his base nearby so I can pull lithium off that line and charge it, make it into coils, and then charge it so he can recharge his systems. There we go. We're kind of poking out here. So this is where we're going to come out. So this would be a perfect spot for SpiderBot, and I want to make sure that I'm not over this thing. As you can see, this thing is going to come out to about right here. This is my final spot for this. So if I come over here, I'm going to dig in. I want him to have good sky clearance. Oh, and there's ore right below me. That's not helpful at all. And it seems to be a big flat piece of ore. Wow, 1.1 million? It's going to be covering the area that I'm indicating for the spider-bot base. Yeah, it basically covers the majority of this area. So let's scan that again and see what the whole size is. Wow, 1.1 million in that little space. That's pretty dense. So I think we can make it over here. I think this might be a good spot. We need 15 by 15, and I know this radius here is 13. So even if we put it right back in the corner, it still isn't big enough. But we can place most of it and then worry about the rest later and just get an idea of where this is going to be. So this essentially is where the edge of my base is going to go. And I think if we put this over just kind of in the corner. Oh, we can't put it there because we need to have clearance. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. You can see the effects, the drops from the block. It's really weird. The texture they use comes from the last block you break. So you can see it looks like these blocks here, but as soon as I break one of these, it's now changed. And if I could break one of these again, it changes it again. It's really weird, but whatever. It's just a quirky thing I noticed. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is the outline of Spiderbot's base, and I want to be careful not to overwrite that battery. That would be bad. So 1, 2, 3. So that's about as far as I can go there. And granted, we're gonna want to use this laser elsewhere. So it's kind of a future plan. You know, I wanted to get this area set up in prep for everything else, because I want Spiderbot to. Oh, I'm gonna take that away. Put that there. So there's the major areas that we need. This will take a while to clear. It's a pretty big area, and I'm not even fully charging it, so it'll take it a few minutes to actually kick on. This should still be on. How many? See, there's only 5. There's only 5 items in there, so if it doesn't pull a lot of slimes from the area, it might run out of fuel. Or if you leave the surface for a while. I mean, if you leave the surface, it can. I really don't like that is. The only reason the slime was up here was because I'm connected to land. But as soon as this land connection is severed, I shouldn't have any major problems with slimes being up on here. I don't think they can spawn on like a reinforced block or any player built block. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it would make sense. And so they do get stuck on ore and all that kind of stuff. So be aware that no matter where you put the attractor, you're going to run into areas where they just cannot get by. All right. I also want to... There's one stuck right there. Can you move now? There you go. Go forth. He's excited to go to his death. I mean, he's like, hey, there's There's something over there attracting me. I'm gonna go check it out. How's this thing doing? Got a ways to go. Again, we're gonna need to craft the XLs. Can we do that? Oh, we can't. We got lots and lots of iron left to process. I had a bunch of iron in my inventory, but it that used up the vast majority of my iron. How many more steel? How many steel do we have down here? We have 20. All right. So we're back up to 52. How many blocks do we have? We have 20 machine blocks. All right. We need, in order to get a first turbine going, we're going to need 27 machine blocks for the vat, one for the controller. We're going to need another 36 for the turbine and 9 on top of that for the intake. So that's quite a few advanced machine blocks just to get the first turbine up. But once it's up, we're going to go crazy and really expand quickly. So that'll do it for this episode. I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.